Hello, motherfuckers. Hello to my ballerinas, and welcome back to my channel, to my podcast. You are now tuned in to Bells Be Speaking, and I am your host and owner of the show, Coriel. Thanks so much for coming back for another video, for another episode. I'm very happy and excited to have you all here today, tuned in to me listening, okay? Before I hop right into this episode, I do want to go ahead and make a few disclaimers. First and foremost, I do cuss. I use profane language while I'm speaking. So if you don't like that type of content, go ahead and click off of this video. Number 2 is if you are listening with headphones, I suggest that you set them at a reasonable volume because I do tend to get louder the more I speak throughout the episode, because I get to more intense parts of the message, or passionate parts, if you will. I speak passionately, and sometimes my volume tends to raise. So just make sure that you have your headphones at a comfortable volume for you, okay? And my last but not least disclaimer is, if you are listening to this episode around sensitive audiences or sensitive people, and they are able to hear it, I do suggest that you put headphones on, just because you want to be respectful and considerate to the people that are around you in your environment. And I do understand that, again, I use profane language, sometimes I get loud. This might not be the best content for every audience, and that's okay. No content is appropriate for all audiences. But just again, with that being said, if you are around sensitive people, like children, elderly people, whatever the case may be, I suggest you put on headphones, just so you are not disturbing the people that are around you. All right. Now, last thing that I do want to say before I get into the video. I said I was going to hop right in, but I got one more thing I want to say. If you are watching this on YouTube, make sure you're subscribed to my channel, okay? And your post notification bell is turned on, so you're always notified when I put new stuff out. If you're tuned in to this episode, to my podcast from my website, Coriel.com, make sure that you are subscribed to my email list. You can enter your name and your email address. The minute you step onto my page, or the minute you load my website, it'll pop right up. Make sure you're signed up for that, so again, you also don't miss out on anything, and you're the first one to be notified when I post new episodes and whatnot. New episodes, new content all together. Speaking of the newsletter, everybody that's signed up to my newsletter, they were the first ones to not only know about this podcast episode that's coming out and prior or previous episodes, but also my music videos, all my work, like when my books release and whatnot. I always have a bunch of cool stuff that I'm creating that I love and that is amazing. And people that are on my newsletter are notified about all that stuff first. So make sure you're subscribed to that, subscribe to the channel, you're locked in, signed up. Okay, so for this episode, what I want to talk about really quickly, is going to be real brief. I want to keep this short and sweet and concise and quick to the point. This episode is to remind you to stop comparing yourself to other people. This is to remind you, or to tell you for the first time, if no one has ever told you, to not compare yourself to other people. Do not compare yourself to other people. Compare yourself to yourself. Compare yourself to the best version of you, the version of you that you know you can be, that you feel deep down inside, like the person you know you really are. Like on the outside, I feel like we all that identify with this, okay? So not we all. I feel like a lot of people, that would be the right thing to say. A lot of people have this feeling where it's like they're living one way and they're doing one thing, or they're living their life a certain way, doing one thing for their career or whatever the case may be. They're existing as one way, but on the inside, like the way that they know they really could be doing more. Like they know, like you really could be doing more. You really could be putting, like, not putting it on them, but like you really could be stepping, like, for real. And for whatever reason, be it finances, be it access to resources, access to or lack of access to resources, be it fear, be it, you got other stuff to do, whatever the excuse is, okay? The reasons is a soft, nice way of saying excuse. Whatever your excuse is as to why you're not being that person now is your own, and that's for you to, either work through or to just stop giving life to, stop acknowledging, and then, that's a whole nother topic. For the point of this episode is, or not for the point of this episode is, regardless of whatever the reason is, that you're not being that version of you, that you're not being who you really could be. The fact that you know who that version is and you know that version exists and you feel it, like I could, like, let's say, for instance, just because this is a podcast episode, and let's just say you're watching on YouTube. Let's say you have a YouTube channel and you putting out content, right? But you like, I know I really could be putting out more. Like, I'm only putting out 1 video a week, 2 videos a month, but I really could be posting stuff every day. I really could be doing this, right? Okay, so now you have a standard or person to compare yourself to. That person is the version of you that's more successful on YouTube. The version of you that you really want to be, really, is who you compare yourself to. Not somebody who you see on social media, again, since I use YouTube, not another YouTuber that you see, or a different YouTuber who you know of that has been doing YouTube for years longer than you. Not somebody that just started a few weeks ago and they already surpassed you with subscribers and it seems like it's just going so fast for them. Not, people that, anybody else. Like, the list goes on and on and on and on, really, for infinity of different people that you could compare yourself to. This also applies for ideas. Stop comparing yourself to a certain idea or standard that's outside of yourself that always makes you feel as though you, or concept that always makes you feel as though you are, like, just missing it. Like, if that's the point, if that's the marker of what you want or how you want to be in your mind, or to you right there, but you keep missing it. You keep trying to move towards it, just for you to realize that the point keeps moving. It's a moving goalpost. And you may not realize that, but for a lot of people that, that come to their senses soon enough, they come to their senses because they realize, like, okay, how am I going to ever be the me that I really want to be, or feel as though I'm really it, or feel like I finally made it, if I feel as though the goalposts keep being moved? If I feel as though as soon as I get there, now I got to go 10 steps further, now I got to do 10 more things. Yeah, you're going to keep feeling that way if you keep comparing yourself to something that you feel is at a distance to you. You eliminate that when you compare yourself to you. You can compare yourself to who you were 10 years ago. You can compare yourself to who you were 20 years ago, 5 months ago. You can compare yourself, again, to the version of you that's like the tip-top version, like the top-tier version of yourself that is exactly how you want to be. Like, if you were a machine, damn near, like an AI version of you, damn near, that is like tip-top shape, perfect, like, well, not AI, because AI is not perfect to me, but if you get what I'm trying to say, like, if you think of a machine is like super productive, super efficient, intelligent. When I say a machine, I'm kind of thinking of a computer, so like a computer machine, intelligent, it gets a lot of stuff done. Like, if you were the human version of that version of you is who you can compare yourself to, because then now you at least have a healthy standard that's within reach, because it's yourself. It's a feeling that you're going off of, not just a look, not just what you see with your eyes, or what you're able to interpret from your physical senses. The reason why I am talking about this today is because I think we tend to forget just how much comparison is depressing. People say, or I'm not going to say people. The saying is comparison is the thief of joy. I'm not sure who actually created that saying or came up with it, but I'm glad they did. Kudos to you, wherever you are, whoever you are, because, it really is. Comparison is the thief of joy. You'll be feeling good about yourself, feeling like you're doing good, feeling like you on it, at least feeling peaceful. And then you go and look on social media or TV or a movie or whatever. Or it could be whatever. You go look elsewhere, somewhere that's not you, somewhere that's not an internal reflection. It's outside. And then boom, you may start feeling down like, damn, I thought I was doing good, but now I see this, I really ain't doing nothing. I thought I was making progress, but now I see this person, if this is if this is what they doing, then I'm not making no progress. And boom, there you go. Now all your progress, all your joy, all your peace of mind, all your feeling goodness, then been stolen, swept out the way, right out the door. Now you knock down a few notches, knock down a few energy levels, a few frequency levels, and you feeling sad. You feeling like you behind. Now you feeling like you need to get it together. Now you feeling like you asking yourself, what am I doing with my life? And you questioning yourself and what's really is it really going to work out for me? A million things start running through your mind. It can even be something as simple as seeing somebody roll past in a different car as you. It may not always be from looking at social media, but the point is you see something or someone else that's not you, and you start comparing yourself and seeing yourself in that comparison as the one that is of lesser value, and it's only doing you a disservice. It is depressing you. It is literally like reducing the momentum of whatever progress that you have been making, or whatever growth you have been making. It's not going to stop it. It's not going to shrink it, but it's putting some resistance on it, a lot of resistance. And that's why you feeling sad. That's why people feel that ball in the pit of their stomach, because they always feeling like they never gonna measure up. And that is directly hitting your self-esteem, knocking it down in levels and levels and levels and levels and levels at a time. Each time you do that. So that is why I wanted to make sure I came on here and said that, to stop comparing yourself to people. We are all unique. We are all, individuals for a reason. Even if you were twin, an identical twin, even if you were a triplet, it doesn't matter. We are all unique individuals with our own identity for a reason. You don't need to be like somebody else. You don't need to be less like. You need to just be yourself, the real you that you know within, that you feel within, that you may feel like you always was supposed to be, or the one that's really meant for more. You know the feeling if you're listening to this, okay? The you that you always wanted to be is not too far out of your reach. Okay, you'll get closer to being that version of you, to the point where you do become that version of you, the more you stop comparing yourself to other people. The more you turn your gaze within instead of turning your gaze outward, the closer you get to being that version of you that you really want to be. That the closer you get to living the life that you really want to live. The closer do you get to, really just being I just said it, but being who you always wanted to be. Turn that gaze within, make those comparisons, based on a within comparison. Okay, I woke up at 7 a.m. today. The version of me that is, or the me that I really want to be, the me that I know I really am on the inside. What time do she wake up? If you're a woman listening, what time do she wake up in the morning? Do she wake up at 7 in the morning, or do she wake up at 5 in the morning? Okay, she wakes up at 5 in the morning because she want to be able to get more stuff done in the morning, so she has less work to do throughout the day. Okay, so she gets up at 5 a.m. So I need to stop waking up at 7 and start getting up at 5. Not because Leah J X-Ray Juiced Up 72 on TikTok just posted her morning routine and she says she get up at 5 a.m. So now I got to get up at 5. No, you got to start getting up at 5 a.m. because the version of you, because you, the real you, the better you, is getting up at 5 a.m. You know what I'm saying? If you feel like it's time for you to start getting up earlier in the morning because, it's, like I said, you get like that version of you gets done more in the morning and has less to do throughout the day. But then you get online and you see somebody that say, oh, it's best to get at least 12 hours of sleep every day. The human body is supposed to wake up no earlier than 8. You can't let that change your perspective and change your game plan. Like you just saw something that somebody else said, saying you're supposed to get up at 8 o'clock every day. So now, well, maybe I'm supposed to get up at 8 because this article said that scientists say people that wake up at 8 a.m. are smarter. Fuck what them scientists said. Like, fuck with that Instagram user or TikTok user or whoever just posted. Not that it's a bad thing, not that it's incorrect, not that you got to look at it in a derogatory way. What I mean by that is focus on your own internal GPS system. Because if you so busy focusing on everybody else all the time, what everybody else is doing, what everybody else is accomplishing, what everybody else other than you is doing, and comparing yourself to that, let alone comparing yourself to that and feeling like you ain't good enough in comparison to them, or feel like you are of lower quality in comparison to the people that you viewing, then you gonna always be that. You're going to always feel that way. And you're going to always stay right there in that place because you're commanding your internal GPS system to keep making decisions and taking steps and taking actions that create that. And those steps and those actions are exactly what you're doing. Comparing yourself, talking down on yourself, not paying attention to you, not focused on you, waking up late, feeling bad about yourself when you compare yourself to other people, XYZ, fill in the blank. Like, you know what you're doing. The more you do that, the more you are commanding your body to keep doing that. The more you keep doing that, the more you are commanding your mind to wake up and the first thing you do in the morning is check Instagram. Instead of, you could be commanding your mind to wake up at 5 a.m. and then the first thing you do is dip your face in a bucket of ice water. Like, because that's what the version of you that is who you really want to be is doing. So now that's what you need to be comparing yourself to. Did I do my ice bath today or not? Did I wake up in the morning and go straight to the restroom and dip my face in this ice bath because I'm being the best me? Or did I wake up in the morning and pick up my phone and go right to Instagram and watch other people's stories because I'm being the lower me that is not really who I am, but this is just who I've been being? You feel me? So yeah, that's all I really wanted to say for this episode. I don't want to make it too long or, overcomplicate it. It's pretty self-explanatory, but just really take it to heart, let it sink in and internalize what I'm saying, because there's no need for you to keep robbing yourself of peace and of joy and of happiness, or even postponing those things because you feel like, I'll be that, I'll be peaceful, I'll be happy, I'll stop looking, I'll mind my business when I'm successful, when I'm happy, when I'm married, when I'm anything other than when you are, anything how I say this, anything that's other than who you are and where you are right now. You don't have to keep doing that. Don't compare yourself to people. If anything, if you are going to compare yourself, or just, pay attention, because I don't think there's anything wrong with being aware of your surroundings and being aware of or even acknowledging a good standard. I don't even think that you have to, look at other people as if they're less than you. Like, you don't have to. It's really just shifting and pivoting the way you use your focus. Instead of focusing outward so much, be it on outward ideas, outward people, old experiences. No, just focus it on who you are now, and who you are now should be that check-in point should be, okay, am I being who I really want to be, or am I being the way I always been? That's your check-in point. That's your comparison point. Going back to the point that I started but didn't quite finish, I don't think that there's anything wrong with, like I said, there being, with you acknowledging a good standard, like you see someone that's successful and you feel as though, they are an example of what success is. They are a great example to you of what success is or how you want to be. They like someone else's life or accomplishments or whatever they make a good list of checkpoints for you. Like, okay, let's say he or she, whatever, they reached a certain level of financial freedom by a certain age. So that could be, I want to be a millionaire or a multimillionaire by 25, by 35. I want to get to 25 million by the time I'm XYZ. Like, it depends on who you're looking at. It could be if you were a athlete or something. This person won 3 rings within a 5-year span. Like, so that means that if I'm doing what I'm supposed to do and hitting my quotas, I should be able to, get a ring within these next 2, what they call them, 2 seasons or whatever. Like, if you're using other people as a good standard, as a good, face value list method, like something that you can reference to keep you on track. You know what I'm saying? Like a outline, if you will, like a rough outline. That's okay. I'll say that loosely because, again, you shouldn't be referencing somebody else's whole existence or accomplishment points and timeline and lifeline to dictate how yours should be unfolding. Because, again, we're all individuals, and this world would be so fucking boring and mundane and just annoying if everybody was the exact same, with the exact same timeline, the exact same accomplishments, the exact same level of success, the exact same life experiences. This world would be so fucking boring if everybody was supposed to be like one person, or if everybody was supposed to be like each other. Like, what the fuck is the point in all of us being here then? If you want to use a good reference point, like, be a good person, be respectful, make charities and invest in charities when I get rich because I want to help people, like, and rich people have done that throughout history, and, they donated their money back to people in need, then okay, confirmation, but if it's anything to the point where it's making you feel like, queasy, making you feel down, making you feel not good, okay? If what you're thinking and how you feeling about something is making you feel good or bad. Like, that's just basic. If it's making you feel bad, then that's your indicator to pivot from that and into something else. Make it productive for you. Bring it back home to self and start there, okay? Be kind to yourself as you do it. Don't beat yourself up. Referring back to my last episode, don't be too hard on yourself, and acknowledge the progress that you have made along the way as you are comparing yourself to this version of you that you want to be or that you really are and you feel as though you're not right now. You don't want to beat yourself up and be like, I should be further. I would be further had I did this 10 years ago or 20 years ago. Just be nice to yourself. It's okay to make that recognition and be honest, because you have to be honest with yourself when you're self-governing, like making a recognition or acknowledging that you could be further had you taken different actions. That's essential, so to take those actions moving forward. Not essential for you to acknowledge that you should have did this a long time ago and then beat yourself up about it or feel sad that you didn't do it a long time ago and then just keep on not doing it because you feel like it's too late. Like, what the fuck was the point of acknowledging it? The point was for you to know what to start doing. Acknowledge it, start doing what you need to do, move forward. Okay? Don't compare yourself to other people. Don't compare yourself to ideas. Don't compare yourself to no pictures. Don't compare your life to pictures. Don't compare your life to videos. Okay? Compare yourself to who you know you really are, or who you know you really can be, in your best, most fullest version. Okay? That's all I have to say for this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. I love you all that love me. Okay? I love you all that are here with genuine listening intentions. Okay? The rest of y'all, fuck you. Fuck off. You can go and die. Oh, man. I'm laughing. I'm just playing, but I'm serious. Okay? But anyways, aside from that, that is the end of this episode. I do want to make sure that I direct you all to go and check out my new songs. I have 2 new songs and 2 new music videos out. They're called Pick Me and All This Time. I actually have 3. Pick Me, All This Time, and Get Back. Okay? All 3 of those songs and the music videos to accompany them are posted on my website, Coriel.com. They're posted on my YouTube channel, Coriel. If you are watching this on YouTube on my secondary channel, if you click on my homepage, you'll be able to access the songs or find the songs on my main channel because it's on my homepage. So go to my homepage, and the very first thing you'll see is my main channel, my music channel, where I post my music. The songs and the videos are there as well. That's all. Please be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know down below what you thought about this episode. Send this to someone who could benefit from hearing this. It could help them out by hearing this. And I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.